I'm trying to hide what I'm wearing, but the Costume Coalition came up with a new pattern.
The pattern. When I first planned on making this dress, I made a pattern based on the reference pictures from the internets, and since the Costume Coalition released the official thing, I had to check out what my mistakes were. On my version, I moved all darts to the high figure point and bumped them to the waist. I traced the neckline, extended the center front as a triangle to the other side, and that was it for the front piece. The front skirt is a simple A-line with an extended extra panel for the front pleat. For the back, I shaved the shoulder dart and extended the shoulder strap using the piece I cut off from the front to create the square neckline. I treated the sleeves as a separate unit, and after shortening it to the length I wanted, I added a pleat on the sleeve cap to form the round shape we can see in the pictures. The back skirt is the same as in the front in terms of extending the panel to form the pleat. I didn't get to sew this for real, but I think the final result will be very similar to the original. The official pattern is way more complex than my humble dupe version. First, the sleeves are attached to the front and back panels, ridding you of the armhole seam completely. And there is a princess seam as well that I wasn't able to see in any of the pictures. Very sneaky. It's so pretty. The shape of the skirt is very similar to my dupe version, except for the fact that it's more of a circle skirt and an A-line. It's very flowy, and it consists actually of multiple panels.
Definitely the weirdest pattern I've ever seen in my life. Can already tell that my sleeve is wrong. That was a very weird sleeve. I just hope I have all of the right pieces in the right sizes, because the lines were not consistent throughout. So sometimes I had the line for the 14 was a different line because it goes to 18. So 18, 16, 14, and I cut it that. I don't know. Notches don't match. There seems to be a problem with the pattern, or I really messed up when I cut the pieces. Checked again everything, and I cut all consistent throughout. These two back pieces, they don't fit each other. The notches are not aligned at all. There is this much overlapping. These notches match, and it will go only up to here, which would give me a line like this. This much is out of place. I don't understand what's going on. I'm gonna check the pattern again, and if I can't find a solution within the pattern, then I have to write the Costume Coalition people to see what's going on. It doesn't match, it doesn't fit. I think I messed up. The most probable cause is I messed up, but let's see. The front is fine. I don't think the back is ruffled, so it cannot justify this being so much bigger than the center back panel. Let's see. This is what happens when you let your hair make its own decisions. I got an answer from the Costume Coalition. They are like the best people to work with. You all know by now I'm a sucker for good I'm a sucker for great... I can talk today. Why can't I speak? I think you know by now I'm a sucker for great customer service. And they are chef's kiss. They sent me a video explaining what I should do. Thing is, it has a huge seam allowance, 5/8 of an inch. I'm not used to that. Here is where the end of the thing would be when you consider the seam allowance. And there are some notches over here that they need to meet. That's why it was not working. Now that I traced the seam allowance, and I'm not used to it, and then when I sew it by eye, like I normally do, it is 1,000 times bigger than it needs to be. If I fold this, it will fit perfectly where it's supposed to be. Oh!
Just a heads up that these two notches over here will not match, but don't lose your mind over it, it's totally fine.
Let's mark all the seam allowances so everything fits perfect. I just need to find the side back now. The mystery of the missing panels. Where are they? Here's one. I already attached them with the front. Oh, stupida. Perfection! Thank you again, Costume Coalition, for enlightening my stupidity and making this work. I love you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. That's it. I love you. Deal with it. Okay, so a 14 is definitely too big for me. So wide. Yeah, I think I have to change this.
After careful consideration, I think I will cut the same size and not make it smaller. I will just have to tweak the side seam, the waist height, because it's a little too long for me. I have a short torso, so everything, like normal patterns for me, are always way too long on the waist. So it will not hit where it's supposed to hit. And I have fabric bunching here. I don't want that. This is the mock/lining, because I don't like facings. Let's face it, facings are weird. I don't know, they never stay in place. I have to finish all the inner seams, like, oh, so pretty. No, lining forever. I bought this fabric in 3 batches, but I don't see any difference between the batches, so I think it's fine if I cut pieces here and there, because the fabric was sold out on 3 occasions, but I was able to get like small yardage here and there, which is nice. It's actually good that I'm making the lining, because this is stretchy and the pattern is for non-stretchy fabric, so the lining will keep everything together. I don't know who I saw, if it's Angela Clayton or Morgan Donor, that has pin wall as a cutting table, and that's such a good idea. I think I'm going to copy that. The bodice is all cut. Now it's time for the skirt, and the skirt is huge. I hope I have enough fabric, but as usual, I don't know. 3 meters for the skirt. Please don't ever ask me why I never know this. I think I will iron this first. Just let me cut the fabric. Played with a leaf blower yesterday, and I have a lot of pain in my back and hands. Center front, tick tick tick, 1 panel skirt. Here, where's the other meter? I have another meter. Oh. Color difference? This seems to be darker. Am my eyes tricking me right now? This is more of a berry red, and this is like really, really, really red. I see a slight difference, but it could be my weird eyes. No, there is a huge difference. Oh my god, now that it's laying on the table, 2 completely different reds. We don't have another option, so let's go for this. Ah, my eyes hurt. I just hope you can't really see on normal daylight. Those are both back panels, so they will be next to each other. It will be pretty obvious. Oh, the heels are alive. Can you see how scared I am to cut this? Why though? This is a normal circle skirt. Why am I so afraid of cutting it?
Dolores, is you moody? Are you sleepy? Chilili. Chilili.
Zo. Zo, bist du? Hello.
Oh, the seam allowances and possible notches are marked. I need to pin and stitch everything by hand first before I go on the machine and finish the rest. Let's do this.
One base stitching later.
Let's tackle the skirt. I've been postponing this for way too long now, and I have no excuses anymore.
No more procrastination. I will just do it and pray for the best.
There are some markings here. They seem to be a pleat, but I don't understand this one.
I'm clueless. And this is the back of the skirt. I don't understand. What is this line? I refuse to check the instructions.
I need to figure this out on my own. Why? No idea.
What is this notch over here? You confuse me, pattern.
I think it will be inevitable that I check the instructions. No.
I marked the weird thing.
That I have no idea what will be.
Just to be safe. Don't judge me. I like to make my brain suffer.
My pen.
I will attach these 3 panels together first.
So I can figure out what will happen with the skirt. I'll be right back.
1 eternity later.
This is the front pleat, and these 2 lines I marked are where the pleat ends. So this makes sense. This marking, however, doesn't.
I don't know where this is supposed to go.
This pleat, but did I mark it wrong?
I think I marked it wrong.
But this is the front skirt panel. I'm very confused. The bodice is assembled. I'll stitch the lining first.
Then I can see what kind of changes will be needed.
I don't remember where I put the pattern for the pocket, but I think I changed it. I think it was just like a normal one that you don't attach to the waistline, but I don't like those because they create some unnecessary bulk in my bacon area. There's nothing more fiddly than inserting memory cards into cameras. It's like 1 millimeter out and they don't accept the card. And then I lose all the footage, like yesterday.
skirt is assembled, I think. And before I finish everything, I will base stitch the bodice to this. Make sure everything fits. And then I will sew it, try it on. This is very nerve-wracking. Like I have this very beautiful project that I've been working on for such a long time, and now I have everything I need to sew it, and I'm scared of sewing it because I'm scared I might mess things up. I think it will work, but with me you never know. I don't trust myself. Hand sew this to the skirt first. The size is pretty okay. I will need to raise the skirt to my natural waistline. It's like 1 inch below where it's supposed to hit, but the rest is fine. I'm okay with the size and how it moves. Like I can move pretty well, can dance, groove, show my moves. So I'll mark 1 inch up, and I need to understitch the lining because it's peeking out, it's white, and we don't want that thing peeking out in white.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm wearing this already with the underpinnings that I plan on wearing with the dress. Our girly underbust corset and a very weird old bra. Let's make the alterations. Oh, I also need to make the belt. What will I use for the belt? I realized I don't have a red zipper. I ordered one online and it's going to arrive tomorrow. Thank God for 1-day delivery by Amazon. Now I need to focus on the belt. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'll figure it out. This is the outside part of the thing. I don't want to check the instructions to see how they did it. I just don't want to do it. This is a belt from an old trench coat I have. The buckle is black and I need to make it red. Maybe by gluing some fabric? Oh, I'm nervous. Very thick fusible interfacing to stabilize this first.
24 seconds later.
It's stabilized and I added a strip of fabric with hemming tape just so it stays in place, and now I need to press and sew this edge over here. Oh no, first the pointy point to the inside. How will I make this red? I could glue a little bit of fabric on top of it, maybe? Fake bias tape. The problem is only this part here. It will start fraying. A real bias tape. Come on, come on. Get in. Get in. Yes. I don't have any textile glue. Here it is. I mean, it's not going to be the most perfect buckle in the world, but why isn't the buckle black? This is horrendous. It's forbidden to look at my buckle. It's so ugly. I hate it. I will for sure think about this the whole day until I come up with a better idea, and then it'll kind of be too late for that. A very mediocre buckle. Better than nothing. Not perfect, but it's ugly, but it's mine. It's very bad. Ugh. Here I am, taking the zipper apart again. First, because of course, after I sewed everything, I saw that the seams were not matching on the waist and the back of the neck. The second reason is that it was still a little bit big for me, minding the 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, so I will make it bigger. I'll mark a 1 inch seam allowance so it's a little bit tighter and more flattering to my curves. I still don't know if I should have cut the smaller size, the 12 instead of the 14, because I have the feeling that the 12 would be a little bit too tight on the boobs. I hate zippers as much as I hate buttons. Sometimes I just ask myself, why are we not closing everything with Velcro or snaps? Velcro. I'm going with 1 inch and 1/8. Just hope it doesn't distort the dress too much. I hate that I'm not able to close my dresses on my own. I'm sweating from closing a zipper. I'm discombobulated. There's my tailor's hem. I was searching for that for a very long time. It's so pretty. I love it. Let's add some heels and a petticoat. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Will I make this in each and every possible color? Oh, yes I am. Yes, I freaking am. I'm obsessed.
Oh, I'm sweating like a pig as usual. There are so many layers that you can't even imagine how warm this is. I love this dress. I love this pattern. It's a very complicated pattern, but the result is, oh my god, it's absolutely amazing. It took me a long time to sew this, more because I was scared to sew it. I'm in love with this. I'm so in love with this. Kids, pockets. I need to go somewhere fancy now. I need to wear this dress on the outside. Now I am sure I would not go for the smaller size as it would clamp the patas too much. And it's just a matter of tapering the waistline and a little bit on the back. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I will so make these in so many colors, you have no idea. Also, Sky, if you ever watch this, I love you so much. You're the best customer service person there is. Keep being so awesome. I love you. Happy twerking. When you're getting ready to shoot a reveal and the postman comes. This is the look of the year. This will be the next viral trend for sure. Beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these shenanigans, then check them on downstairs because I think you're going to like it. Bye. Enough of heels. I hate heels. There was a time in my life where I lived in heels, but now it's not anymore.